Hello, I'm Greg Holz, firefighter with the Greenfield Fire Department in Wisconsin. Here today to explain and teach you how to use a fire extinguisher. First, we want to understand that to put fire out, you want to know what fire is. Fire is the combustion process, and to have fire, you need three elements. You need heat source, a fuel source, and oxygen. So knowing that's what we need for a fire, that's called the fire triangle, we know how to extinguish a fire by eliminating one of those three sides of that triangle. To do that, we will use different extinguishing agents to eliminate either the heat source, the fuel source, or the oxygen supply. Along with that, we also want to know what is burning, and that would fall into 5 different classifications of fire. Class A fires would be your ordinary combustibles, wood, paper, plastics, wall coverings, stuff like that. Class B fires would be flammable liquids and greases that you find gasolines and oils, paint thinners, stuff like that. Class C fires would be energized electrical equipment, and again the key on that one is energized. If you unplug an electric stove that may be burning or electric appliance motor or whatever, it then becomes a Class A fire. So that's important to remember to differentiate a Class C fire from energized electrical equipment. The next is Class D fires. Class D fires are not too common except in industrial and maybe some laboratory settings where you would have combustible metals. Potassium, magnesium are a couple of those. They require a special extinguishing agent, and especially in applications that have those processes in manufacturing that have that, they would have those on site to meet those needs. The last one was Class K. Class K is for cooking oils used in kitchen deep fryer systems in restaurants and institutions. Basically, it is a different agent designed specifically for the cooking oils at the high temperatures that they are at. And to explain through some more of that now, I'll explain the different kinds of extinguishers we use for each one of those. Of the 4 extinguishers I have here, these are the most common ones you will find. The first one is used for Class A. It's an air pressurized water extinguisher identified by the big silver can. It will have an air gauge and a handle. They're all designed with the safety pin that you pull, and we'll get through that process in a little bit. And then the hose. On the Class A air pressurized water extinguisher, the nozzle is a smooth bore, so you'll get a full stream of water coming out of this. That, again, only Class A fires because it's water. We don't want to use it on flammable liquids. It will just splatter the burning fuel. Or on the energized electrical equipment, Class C fires, we do not want to use it on. And that's designated by the pictograph label down below. Okay for A, not for B and C. Our next extinguisher is a carbon dioxide extinguisher. The characteristics of a carbon dioxide extinguisher are that there is no pressure gauge. It is filled and tested by how heavy it weighs. That tells how much liquid carbon dioxide is in there. The operation is still the same. It has the pin and the levers to squeeze. It will either usually have a plastic horn to help direct the discharge of the carbon dioxide, and then a flexible hose, or it may have a solid metal hose. You want to use care when discharging this as to not to get the cold carbon dioxide on your fingers or touch the cold metal tube, because you could get frostbite from that. Third is going to be the most common extinguisher you will find. Now this is a little older one, but it is, and the label's faded, but the pictograph is going to show A, B, and C. This is a dry chemical extinguisher. It contains a fine powder that will eliminate the oxygen in the area, give a little coating to any of the fuels that are being burning at the time. So with that, this is what you're going to find in most applications everywhere you are. This is good again for A, B, and C class fires. So this is the workhorse that you'll find in most of all your locations. The next was the special applications. I do not have a Class D extinguisher. Again, some of that extinguishing agents isn't even in the form of an portable extinguisher. That will be specific to the location you're at, and any supervisors or people in that area will know what you have. This extinguisher is for Class K fires, kitchen cooking oils only. This is not to be used on the initial fire. The system is designed so that when a fryer or grill is on fire, you pull the overhead hood and duct system. That extinguishing agent does the bulk of the work, and if there's anything else you need to do in addition, you can grab this portable extinguisher to help finish off putting out the fire. The difference, although it looks the same as the air pressurized water, being a silver can, same type of gauge, same lever and pin assembly, is that it's a misting nozzle. This is designed to just apply the product to the surface of the oils to create a barrier so that it can't combine with the oxygen and continue to burn. So those are the 4 basic types of extinguishers you will have in your locations that you may run across somewhere in the road or at different places that you visit. But primarily the workhorse is going to be this Class ABC extinguisher. Today we're going to demonstrate how to use an extinguisher. We won't be using one of the actual extinguishers. We've got an extinguishing training system here. So I will be having a extinguisher that looks quite similar. It operates the same as any of the dry chem extinguishers that we would use, and the technique is identical. So we will get that going and explain how to do that. What you want to remember for putting out a fire is the acronym PASS, P-A-S-S. Pull the pin so that it releases the levers, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire, and then squeeze the levers tight to let the agent expel from the nozzle, and then sweep across the base of the fire. And you want to be aiming at the base of the fire so that the extinguishing agent cools or covers or eliminates the oxygen from that combustion process. So we'll get our burner set up here, and we'll have our demonstration fire going here. And once that lights up, we will see that this is what we need to do to put the fire out. With that fire, I discover a fire. I need to make sure I do a couple other things. I need to warn anybody that's in danger. I need to help them evacuate from the area. That's first priority, get people out and rescue people. Second is by doing that, is pull the alarm system that will help with evacuating people, and also will shut down heating and ventilation systems so smoke and fire doesn't travel to other rooms. Third is have someone call 911. Not all alarm systems are going to be tied into a fire department or a response center. So those have to happen before you decide to fight this fire. The fire needs to be small enough that you can put out with an extinguisher. If it's too big, you need to let it go and get yourself out and be safe. So keep that in mind. Those have to happen before we go into using the extinguisher. So let's see if we get our fire going again. So I discover fire. I need to call 911, tell somebody to call 911, rescue anybody in immediate danger. I know where my extinguishers are because I've been practicing, I've been looking where they are. I get my extinguisher, I know it's going to work for the type of fire I've got. I pull the pin, I remove the nozzle from the holder, I aim it, I squeeze, and I sweep back and forth. And then I'm going to keep my eye on that and make sure it doesn't light up again. I'm not just going to turn my back and walk away. I'm going to watch that to make sure it doesn't reignite. And then I can back up, keep an eye on it, make sure that people are still evacuated, make sure 911 was called. Even though I have this fire out, I still want an emergency response to make sure, help me get the smoke out of the building, find out what caused it, and if there's any other hazards we need to deal with. So that's it in a nutshell. PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the levers, and sweep it up, put the fire out. Thank you.